No, guys, no, I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done. Hey guys, it's your girl Aisha, aka Geek XX Chic, and we are here with another reaction to The Wheel of Time. We're now on episode 7 of season 3, which is called Golden Eyes. So we know who that's about, unless there's a new Golden Eyed character we have not yet met. Highly doubt it. Last episode, we got a taste of kind of everyone, but main highlights was that the Wonder Girls in Tenchiko, pardon me, discovered that there was 2 pieces of what they were looking for there. They also knew that Leandrin was there. They didn't really find her, but they were able to find the bracelet. But as soon as they got it, they lost it because they did not realize that the little spider was also following all of Leandrin's movements, and they were compelled to give over the bracelet. But my girl Nynaeve was left with a reminder of that visit, so we'll see if anything happens with that. And then on the other side of things, Egwene and Rand are done. It was a long time coming, and Rand discovered the truth about what Lanfear's been doing, and he also either took out or heavily spanked one of the Forsaken, but it was not without cost. We see, unfortunately, there was a casualty he could not have foreseen, and so we ended the episode on a rather sad note for that. So yeah, lots of stuff happening. Also in the Two Rivers, which I believe we're going to be focusing on now, we've got a Trolloc army on their way, and yeah, I don't think the Two Rivers is ready. So lots going on, lots to cover with only 2 episodes left. Let's jump in. But just before I do, a reminder that if you'd like to be in the know when I drop episodes, please go ahead, hit that subscribe button as well as the notification bell. All right, they're out of the way. Let's get into the episode right now. Oh, wow. Okay. They're literally getting to work. All right. Yeah. Get them pitchforks going. Oh, Alana's so happy to be teaching again. Okay. Listen, when I see my man Loyal pick up a sword with that kind of determination, I'm kind of excited to see. He might actually get into some action now.
Lord Perrin taught us well.
Don't call me that.
Of course.
But don't you?
Golden eyes.
I like those boys.
Bloody Trollocs and their wagons!
Wagons?
Since when do Trollocs use wagons? Don't they just walk?
It's not Trollocs. Stand down.
Y'all don't know what Trollocs look like. Those things are like 10 feet tall.
It's all right. You can come in.
He's like, I made friends while I was gone, guys.
Doors are open to you as long as you need them.
They don't fight, though. Are they useful to you? I mean, respectfully.
Aaron.
Oh, they're still alive. They answered the question of whether or not this is the same group that we saw in the Aiel Waste.
Trollocs.
Okay.
Last night.
And it wasn't just us.
Oh,
There
who's
are
in the
people
group?
from all around the Two Rivers.
We didn't invite all of you. We just said the Tuatha.
They'll come for us tonight.
Yep. Damn. Is everyone prepped? You know, kind of poses an interesting, like, moral question in a way. Like, pause for a sec. Like, I mean, I know that the Tuathan have their belief systems, which we learned all about in episode 4, but there's a little part of me that's like, is it right for them to show up here at the Two Rivers where they're barely able to defend themselves? Like, they're basically coming there for protection because they're not willing to pick up arms because of their belief system, which I'm all for. But it's just like, is it fair, though, to come and, like, kind of add an extra burden, you know what I mean, of protecting them too when they're not willing to protect themselves? Like, it's an interesting, I'm not saying it's wrong, I'm just saying it's an interesting moral question, right? I mean, obviously Perrin doesn't mind, but
So don't worry, I picked out all the bits. Thank you.
eat it, ma'am, it's free. Oh, she said no, you can't eat it either because it's touched meat.
Would find you again on the road. This time coming to stay with us.
If we had, he'd probably be dead right now.
Ooh, let her know. I think he's willing to walk away from the way of the leaf.
Go where? How? Without wagons or people to fill them.
I mean, my damn stew.
And your wagons will fill again.
Perhaps there's hope for you yet.
She's like, not likely.
Noelle would dirty herself with a lost one.
Oh. Okay, wow. Aren't those like your cousins? That's how bad it is in the Aiel, huh? But, you know, I guess if they feel like they have to defend themselves, like I just said, right? Maybe they feel like, how dare you just sit back and let people kill you.
When do we get to throw fireballs?
We don't have time for you to learn the battle wheel.
I think we should try.
Can you throw lightning? The other ice did. The last time the Trollocs came.
Ooh, Moiraine, ruining it for you.
You can see my weaves. That means you can channel. And you've been watching me train them all week. Don't you want to learn how to use your power?
Depends on whether I have to stop drinking.
I'm liking me these Two Rivers people. They're like, listen, it's not that we don't want to work so much as that we don't want to work.
Give me a Two Rivers longbow, and I'll hold your line all night.
That makes
Really think
sense.
you can draw a longbow?
Maybe he
Better than
can.
you, boy.
Let's see it.
Go on then. Get your bows.
Yeah, maybe you should have started with that.
How's it going?
We're all going to die here.
He says with a smile.
And I hope that comforts you
It does, thank you.
when we all die here.
Negative Nelly. But he's probably right. Oh. I like that. We all know why a wolf's up there.
If the Two Rivers wanted the best general, they'd follow Alana. If they wanted the best fighter, they'd follow the IU. Two Rivers follows you because you're one of them. If you can fight monsters, so can they.
Okay. Marry her now. Marry her now. I know it's a little bit rushed, but let's do it. There's somebody, can the wisdom perform ceremonies? Marry her now, Perrin. That woman summed up everything you needed to know in one speech.
Aren't you coming?
She's like, you know you're gonna follow me anywhere I go, boy. Don't even act like you don't even act like you're not my personal wolf now.
What if we killed him right here?
We need their help to stand a chance against the Trollocs. I mean it, Fire.
No guarantees. If my blade, if it should happen to fall upon his jugular.
The Trollocs have come here to destroy us. And they'll attack tonight.
See if there's any good man left in there. Ooh, Fael's ready. She's like, don't even think about touching my man.
Trust that's easy enough, Two Rivers. You murdered my father!
Murdered my dog.
And are you sorry for what you did to Nettie Corthan?
Oh, because that's a lot worse. At least your dad went quick.
Woman burned alive in your camp.
Who wasn't a weaver.
She died for your grief. Like your father died for mine.
Look at that. We're the same.
It's a betrayal of everything you claim to stand for.
Let him know he's a hypocrite.
What your father stood for.
My father fought for the light, Two Rivers.
Yeah, and he wouldn't have let this happen.
Why should we fight for you?
Because it's the right thing to do.
Right? Like, that should be enough, oh holy one. Let's just take off the cloak now. Stop lying to everybody, including yourself.
And I'll go with you when the battle's done.
Still drinking.
I won't waste my men's lives on an empty promise.
You know what you gotta do, Perrin. You tried being civilized. Hilarious that he's the one who'd probably call you an animal after that very barbaric behavior. Fael really should have put an arrow through his ass. Just his ass. He wouldn't have died. Jeez. Was Loyal writing his last will and testament?
It was at this moment that he knew.
I don't like it. Uh-oh. Why does Loyal look sad? I don't like Loyal being sad. What's going on?
I'll finally relent and play Maiden's Kiss.
Oh!
We knew you'd come around.
They're like, we're pretty irresistible. I knew you had a freaky side, Loyal. We just needed to find the right circumstances, like the end of the world, to do it.
Or fresh figs.
Fresh figs.
Thank the light.
You lied. Can't you use weaves to make it taste like fresh figs? No? Okay.
And I wasn't lying about the figs.
I just realized she wiped off the ashes.
You bitch!
That was the very accurate description.
Enjoying it.
All of it. Wow. Please no. Ugh. Sorry, once the saliva's in there. But you know what? I'm sure they've swapped much more intimate fluids, so. No.
That's what he used to do.
Oh, yeah. That's gonna get awkward. But you'll figure it out.
We're making something new.
Thank you. This is where you guys needed to get. Something that's just the two of you. Until you get another warder, I guess.
It's alright to be afraid before a battle. My father always is. And he's fought thousands of them.
I feel like he's just chronically a little anxious.
Looking at me when they realize I led them to their death.
Without you, it would be worse.
Would it?
So why are you fighting for it?
Really, Perrin? You don't know why?
I know it isn't just because of me.
It's good enough reason.
I don't want to see you die.
He's been through
You won't.
that.
Not less longer than you.
Serious?
She is, too.
If you care about me, then leave now.
Doesn't work that way. You don't get to make that choice for her.
Are you sending me away because you're scared that axe will end up in me? Same as your wife?
Ooh. Clocked.
Amina, just leave.
Try and make me. Maybe then you'll see I don't need saving. I choose to fight.
That's right. Stand up to him.
Just like your wife did.
But put some respect on her
You
name.
deserve respect before battle and honor after it.
Period.
Save your guilt for the enemies that escaped.
That's a line. Oh, what a cut! Loyal. You just want to get stabbed? What is going on, bro? Does he just prefer to get cut than deal with the longing?
You saved my life.
So you now owe them toll?
Paid your toll.
Oh, you paid.
You're free to leave and go home.
Oh, he's trying to save them.
To send us away before the battle, risking his own life to save ours.
Toe is back. Your rules, Loyal.
Jihad's toll is paid. But now I owe you, toll builder.
And I go
Where she goes. Never try to outsmart a woman, Loyal. Never. Bless your heart. You may be smart, but we're a little bit more wily.
There'll be songs about him soon. Sounds like you two could write the first.
What, like Matt the Blood and Blow?
Exactly. These are his sisters. They're not going to look at him that way. They remember him. Rest time is over. Time for the fuster-cluckery.
I would never ask that of you. But no one can run as fast as a Tuatha.
He said, put some respect on her name.
If the battle looks lost, will you take our children with you and flee?
We would be honored.
Good backup plan. I think he's staying to fight. Sorry. I know you're not going to want to hear that, man, but I'm seeing a little bit of, what was his name? Not Luz. Lord, I can't remember the name of Rand's ancestor.
So long as the Trollocs can get reinforcements through the way gate.
He's going to go close it.
I have to shut it. For good.
Makes sense.
The villagers will break.
Yeah, you got to stay. He's got to do this alone. He's got 2 IU. Respectfully, he's like, you're taking 2 of my best fighters.
But one book might, if we fall.
This is why you're a leader, Golden Eyes.
And maybe those who come after us will learn from our stories.
He's thought of everything. But yeah, I'm just realizing, I think it looks like Loyal's aging. Am I wrong?
Lord Perrin, Golden Eyes.
Lord indeed. You are. And that's how you're going to be written. So deal with it. I know that feeling, Perrin. He looks like he's about to throw up and crab himself at the same time, and I feel that. I feel that because I feel the same. But that was beautiful. Can we give 2 snaps for how my boy Perrin is looking at every angle? Like, he's clearly thought a lot of this out, despite the fact that he said he's not cut out for this. Backup plan for the kids. Figuring out a way to make sure that things don't completely get lost if they lose. Oh, they're all calling him Lord. This can't all be for Perrin, though. Are they doing this because they know, like Alana says, that the blood of the 2 rivers is enough to possibly give them trouble? Is that the reason? Because this is just a tiny little village. Like, it seems like such a waste of effort in the long or the grand scheme of things. Speech time. Let's do this. Don't start with "we're all gonna die."
We walk the footsteps of our fathers.
A song is a good way to go. No, it really is a good way to go. Songs in battle are very effective. And on key on the first try? Elaine, you need to learn. I'm kidding, she did a great job.
Archers! No!
Dark friends in the front. That makes things a little easier. Loose! Woohoo! Yes! 2 Rivers Archers! 10 points! Bitch, dark friends.
We have to take control of the way gate before those reinforcements arrive.
I said, let's get it done. Ooh, the girls are ready to dance, and I'm ready to see a performance. Woo! Yes, with a yell. Come up. God, Their archers have a way more force in their shots. What is it? What is Maxim trying not to do? Oh, he's letting Alana know. Right, that makes sense. Pretty Alana. Oh, is it just me that that looked like a mandala to you? It looked like a mandala to me, which would be awesome. Hold, girls. I know. Just hold a little longer. You got this. Ooh, careful, Alana. Some demon hail. Oh, why are you running? Why are you running? Don't you? Whoa, calm down. There'll be more. We're too early in the episode. But she did rock that, but I don't know if she can do it again. I don't like how her face started lighting up. Okay, everybody, breathe it out. Take some water. Stop drinking. She's like, I better sober up. Whew, okay, that was round one.
Is that it? Are they giving up?
There's no friggin' way. If I would believe it if they didn't have Fane with them. Fane knows the Two Rivers inside and out. If there's another way in, he'll know it.
Tactical retreat.
By Trollocs? Exactly.
Something's off.
Thank you.
Alana, behind you!
Again? Why does Alana keep getting hurt? I'm so over this. No! Okay, Queen, get her. Hurry. We have to heal her quickly. Where's that even coming from? We're about to lose our distance. Y'all never thought about the back? Those are the real Trollocs. They just sent in the fodder first.
What do you say? Can the people of the Two Rivers manage that?
You better freaking, because you're gonna die one way or the other. Take this bitch out. I don't even know who she is or he. They deserved it. Like, if you're gonna go down fighting. I don't know what to tell you. Oh God. That's right, Loyal. I'm gonna play Maiden's Kiss with you too. Damn the Spears. Yeah, they're like, Loyal, we gonna get you. At some point, we gonna get you, boy.
You can only be closed permanently from the other side.
That's why he said you can't come back. Is he gonna be locked in there? I'm confused. I don't like it.
The weave of healing.
I think you need to take the arrow out, but you kind of can't either.
Trying.
Are they tapped already?
You've done so much today.
Y'all just kept teasing it, but you're really gonna take Alana from me, aren't you? And the wisdom who probably could have pulled the power is gone.
Who's there?
Is it the golden cloak? Oh, okay, the golden cloaks. Why do I keep calling them that? I hate that they're riding in thinking that they've done something. What are you cheering for? These people want to kill you. If Fane's in there, you're screwed.
They came. The bastards actually
Wait. Valda's with them. Nope, it's no.
They took it less than an hour ago. There's no way it would be abandoned.
Where did Fane? He's with you?
He's a dark friend.
Dark friend.
Too late. Plans within plans. Bye, everybody. The White Cloaks are going to be taken out in a matter of minutes now. Like, my heart is breaking, but I have to give kudos to the budget. It's here. Can anyone even hear anything right now? It's chaos. I hate this. How could he have known? Respectfully, Perrin, you didn't know either. Dane's an ass, but I can't even give him that one. Oh, babies, there's so many babies. Oh, thank God. So much is happening. So much is happening. Did it work? Quickly, hurry, they're coming. Come on, please, faster. I don't know. Oh my God. I don't want to lose Loyal either. Can you break the bridge?
It was at this moment that he knew.
One last dance, girls. I really like them. This episode's gonna gut me. It's not even the finale. That loud? He's gonna fight. Careful, he's holding a baby. Pray that baby don't start crying. I put it into the universe, didn't I? I'd say pop a titty in its mouth, but... God! Do what you gotta do, bro. Sorry, Wave a Leaf. But a baby don't deserve to go down by that nasty MFer. Period. Period! That wasn't even self-defense. That's baby defense. That triumphs the Wave a Leaf. I said what I said. You can go, ma'am. Go. Not the time. Burn. Come on. No. Come back. Come back. Come back. People were gonna die tonight. Everything. Then give it. Exactly. I hate to say it, but people were gonna die tonight regardless. Don't make it for nothing. That's right. Honor her death. Honor her fight. Oh my God, I love how she was like, yeah, let's go.
Stay behind me.
Nah.
Kill the ones I missed.
Oh, okay. She's like, oh, after this fight, boy, gonna make a man out of you again. Oh, you better go, girl. Pocket, bloody, rocket in the house. That's right. Let them know that Manetheren blood is strong. And I need you to kill Fane, please. Painfully. Beat his ass. Bit-ass dark friends. Friends with a Trolloc 4. Loser. On fire! Yes! That's right. Stab my friend and see what happens. You.
I like your women's circle.
Me too. This little cockroach gonna make his way out again. Oh, this is what you're worried about right now? Yeah, you burned the wrong one, you from mother. Exactly. Yes! Burn! You miserable hoe! Burn! Burn! Scream. Yeah, that's right. That's gonna be their lullaby for the rest of their lives, you bitch. Wasn't slow enough, but good job, girls. All right, Fane, you want to do this one-on-one? Dual wielding is so hot. Yes, my heel! Woo! These two together is hot, guys. This is hot. They're definitely gonna get invited to the Alana and Maxim threesome foursome. Oh, where are you going? Come back, man. I thought you thought it was funny. Ain't sweet. Let's go. That's right. Come on. Don't hold back, Perrin. Don't hold back, Perrin. Right? Like he's going to kill you if you don't.
Why did you do this?
Oh God, this is not the time for an interview, Perrin. Oh my God. So does he have to hit it at a certain resonance? I don't understand what's happening. Oh God, I'm not loyal. Really? This is the only way, loyal? You really can't figure any other way to lock the gate, really? That's what I said. Break the bridge. That's right. Now step back though, baby, please. God, if Loyal falls into this pit, my heart will go with him.
It was at this moment.
His little smile. No, guys, no, I'm done. No, I'm done. I'm done. Loyal? Are you freaking serious, Loyal? All right. Okay. Fine. There goes your way gate.
And why do you smell so afraid?
Oh yeah, he can smell you now.
And you're the only one here who's afraid to die.
Always been bitch made.
Run far, far away and never come back.
But the Dark One will come for him, will he not?
And you trust me to keep that promise?
Not really, but don't have much choice right now.
I'll keep my end of it if you don't.
Parents said what he said. Wow, they really do listen to him. Guess Perrin made the right call on this one by not killing him. But loyal! Guess that means the sacrifice wasn't completely in vain. And also, if the reinforcements came, Fane probably wouldn't have done. Oh, yes! Period, Vale! Period! Period! But remember, there's still children about. I think they're married now, guys. And she's definitely pregnant. And also, can we just say that I love that she grabbed him by the beard? That was hot. Okay, can we heal Alana now, please? Because we can't lose her, too. Oh, they're cleaning up pretty quickly, actually. Okay, she survived. That's all that... Well, it's not all that matters. I want Loyal back.
I have a feeling the Two Rivers will need a new blacksmith.
You have a place here.
If you'd like to stay.
I ordered him to go home after.
He made his own choice.
He knew he wasn't coming back.
Yep.
Loyal, son of Arendt, son of Halan. Your name sings in our ears.
I love that they all say that now.
We had a deal.
Yeah, let's go.
I suppose you call yourself children, so I shouldn't be surprised you can't count.
He did make a deal.
Like it was your choice to fight. And it's my choice to stop fighting.
It's okay, Kfail. You can kill them all after.
Violence never ends until someone says enough.
Oh, she's awake.
Hail Perrin Goldeneye, Lord of the Two Rivers! Lord Perrin! Lord Perrin!
Dane is an ever-loving bitch. I said that. I hope his end is painful. And yes, I get it. He technically did take out his dad, but in this point, that really matters? That was exhausting. That was an exhausting episode, but in a good way. In a good way. Emotional roller coaster. I laughed, I cried, threw up inside. Feel good movie of the year. Yeah, no, that's crazy considering that was not even our finale, guys. There's still one more episode. Somehow there's more. There's more. All right, well, where do we even begin? We were completely in the Two Rivers this episode, but I think that was the right call because there was so much to cover. And I think they really wanted to make sure that this battle and the gravity of it, the weight of it, the fear, all of it was felt. And I don't think it would have been as effective if we had jumped to other places in the story. So yeah, I think they did a fantastic job. I want to start right off the top by saying claps and snaps to the production team. They went off. Like I said, I saw the budget. The budget's been seen all season, truthfully, but it wasn't at the scale maybe as some of the bigger stuff I've seen. Like, I mean, I watch Rings of Power. If you watch my channel, you know that. It's also a Prime show. I feel like the battle we got in Rings of Power was definitely in a larger scale than this one, but it was also one battle compared to this where we've got the effects that they've got to do, not to mention the fact that we potentially have more for next episode. We had episode 1. So point being, there's definitely more places to spread the budget around in this one, but either way, they did a great job. The effects were great. The scale of it, like a lot of extras got work on this particular season, particularly in this episode. So kudos to everybody. They did a great job. Kudos for them making it something that we can see, even though they did a night shoot, because that's something that you could have taken notes there at Game of Thrones of how to film something at night so we can actually see it. But anyway, all of it, very well done. So I'm gonna start off by saying that everyone involved, they killed it with a capital K. Where do we start? We start with maybe the deal, right? Let's talk a little bit about the White Cloaks, since they were kind of the smallest part of this episode. We see that they came. My guess was, I don't know, they didn't really make it clear if they were summoned or if Dane just showed up because he was trying to get Perrin to surrender, one or the other. But either way, they showed up, and we see that Perrin was like, we need your help. Like, you've got skilled fighters, you've got weapons, anything we can do to fight off the Trollocs would be great. And we see that obviously Dane had the information fed to him from Fane, which is that there was only a dozen or more. But I love that Perrin kind of let him know straight up, like, you see how many people are probably flocking to you and how many extra people we have here. There's no way that's a dozen Trollocs. So anyways, Dane's still fully in his, I'm sorry, I can't think of a better word now, but his bitching mode. Seriously, he's being such an infant right now. I mean, listen, let me not shame someone's grieving. He's clearly still grieving his dad, but he's not dealing with it because he's just staying just one step above stumbling drunk constantly. And he's allowing a lot of things that he knows are wrong to happen in just basically in justification of his grief. And so anyway, we see that he's saying, look, we need your help. We need, we can't be fighting a battle on two fronts here. Like, this is bigger than this beef between the two of us. The Trollocs really don't care. They're going to take us all out. And basically, he doesn't want to move. And then Perrin finally offers him something that he wants. He's like, I will turn myself in if you help us with the battle. I'd rather save my people than, my pride end up being the thing that costs us all our lives if I don't have to sacrifice them. And so at first, it seems like Dane's not going to take the deal. But then I don't know if at this point, it's too hard to see whether or not it was actually his own conscience that made him come back. My guess is it was Fane, though. I think he actually planned on not taking the deal, but I think because obviously Fane needed the Trojan horse to get into the Two Rivers defenses, he probably convinced Dane that they should go and do the right thing. Because the way he said it when he came and when they showed up and Perrin's like, why are you here? He's like, it was the right thing. I'm like, that doesn't resonate. That doesn't feel like he really meant it. So I don't think it was him. But anyway, that's what ended up happening. And Valda was with them, of course. And Valda, I like that, who was it? I think it was Fael picked up, and Maxim, the way that Valda stared at Perrin. Like, the beef was very palpable right there. But anyways, there wasn't time to take care of that in that point, thank God. But yeah, the White Cloaks did end up being a factor here, but not in the way that they thought. We see that as soon as they got in the gates, Fane turned on, or I shouldn't say turned on, he threw off the mask of pretending to be with them and quickly caused the whole situation to happen. But what I thought, last episode, I was thinking that potentially Fane had done something to, or maybe had someone, change. What was the word I'm looking for? I thought maybe someone had performed some form of compulsion so that people didn't know that Fane wasn't actually a gold cloak, but now I realized that, or white cloak. God, why do I keep calling them gold cloaks? Why they thought he was a white cloak, but really they just didn't know him because we see that later on. Of course, Dane had no idea who he was or what he was. So anyway, maybe before I jump into more of what the White Cloaks did, let's talk about the preparations for battle. Alana working with the girls and really just teaching them how to, she was trying to teach them weaves, but she was also trying to just get them prepared to link with her because I said in there, I kind of was like, oh, maybe the girls could handle a fireball or two, but that is a lot of pressure on a girl who's very new to channeling or being controlled in their channeling. And also, there was just the fact that they don't have the skill, right? They just weren't going to be able to learn the amount of intricacy that was necessary in a short amount of time they had. So yeah, it made more sense that Alana was like, nah, I'll just draw on you guys because it'll help me do what I need to do. And then the new wisdom is now not the wisdom anymore. Although we don't know if she died, but I think she did. It looks like she got that spear right through the heart and there was no one to heal her on impact. So yeah, we lost her, unfortunately. It looks like she was pretty powerful because she shielded. I don't know if she's ever done that before, but she looked like she did. She shielded and she managed to protect those girls with enough time to get away, and Alana. So, anyway, we see that's what happened as far as the channelers. That was only, there was 3. Maybe there's more, but there was only 3 at that point. We saw that Maxim was trying to train everybody else with lances and spears, and Mr. I complained too damn much brought up a very valid thing where he's like, yeah, most of us are longbow people, and me last season would have been like, oh my God, shut up and learn the lance. But now that, after seeing what Matt can do and finding out from you guys in the comments that the Two Rivers people actually do learn a bit, I'm like, let me be quiet. Maybe they actually do rock with a longbow. It looks like that's exactly it. Thank God. The only thing that really, I guess you could say, set them apart between them and the other archers is it seemed like I don't know if it was the people or the Trollocs, but I think it was the people. They seem to have a lot more force in their arrows. Maybe they had better bows. But anyway, everyone was training everything, but we see that the overall sentiment was like, this is all well and good and this is cute, but we are probably all going to die here. Like, this is not feeling good. Maxim had little confidence. Alana had hope, though. Alana very much was like, I think we're underestimating these people, but she knew the odds weren't great. And most of the people kind of knew that this was probably the last stand, or going to be, or they pretty much went in thinking this is going to be our last stand. But, what Fael said, which again, oh my gosh, Fael and Fael and Perrin have my heart. They are so soulmated. It's so cute. They're both cute, but they're also really fiery, and I love that. Like, she's the perfect counterbalance to Perrin. Perrin struggles so much with his esteem and other things, and she's just the right kind of person to give them the right push. But I'll get to him. I'll get to them in a second. They deserve their own little moment. But anyway, everyone's kind of feeling like this is not going to go well, and it's really Perrin's aura, I guess we could call it, that's kind of keeping everyone together and giving them what they need to have the resolve to stand their ground. Because really, I don't think any of them wanted to run, to be fair. But, you know, no one was feeling too good about everything, but, you know, they did have a plan, and I give them kudos because they did not have a lot of time. We really don't know the amount of time. They didn't give us, you know, was it days or weeks, but they did enough time to make ramparts. They had enough time to build a handful of weapons. Perrin was in the smithy going crazy, so I think it was a little bit of time anyways, and you know, they did the best that they could. And I think they did a lot, considering that, again, they are farmers. They are tradesmen. You know, these were not people who were built for war, but, you know, they clearly knew how to get to business. They banded together. They've got that heart, and they've got this deep, like, bond that kind of weaves its way through them. And they've talked about this since season 1 with these Two Rivers folks, that they really have a deep bond with all of them. And maybe it is because they've been so isolated and having to go through what they've gone through throughout all the centuries, but they are very tight knit, and that's the only reason they were able to come together, is because they did all come together, right? Even Mr. Grumbly, oh no, give me a longbow, like, he was grumbling, but he fell in line, right? Like, and that's what you need whenever you need to get something done. You need everybody to just put their personal feelings aside and, you know, get together and do what needs to be done for the greater good. So the Two Rivers folks absolutely did that, and it's literally what kept who did surviving. But yeah, we had that, and then we saw that Loyal, I think I was right about what I said about Loyal, that he was getting weaker. He was getting worse. I'm pretty sure I noticed, like, the lines on his face. I don't remember those before, or maybe I wasn't paying enough attention, but I'm pretty certain that they were trying to show that his health was declining. He wasn't doing very well. Maybe he would have been able to break down the gates the way he was planning if he hadn't been in the longing, but I don't know. We'll never know, I guess. But anyway, Loyal, he was writing his book, accounting for everything. He was trying to send the girls off. The Maiden's Kiss, I was like, oh, like, is Loyal kind of a little freaky? We didn't know, but it turns out he's just a really sweet gentleman. He didn't want one of those girls to stay and risk their lives if he didn't have to make them do that. I do wonder, a small part of me's now wondering if he knew that the longing was so bad he wasn't going to make it to a steady. But I don't know. People in the comments said it takes years for the longing to really take you out. So I don't know. I think the show's been taking liberties, so I don't know. But either way, he tried to send the girls off because he was feeling like it was the way he kind of, when he was writing and the girls were behind him and he just kind of let out this sigh. Like, also, kudos to that actor. I can't think of his name right now. But considering that he was able to emote as much as he did when he's got all that facial makeup on, he did a great job with his body language, his eyes. Like, we actually saw the moment where he resigned, where Loyal kind of was like, yeah, we're not all making it out of this. I'm probably not making it out of this. So yeah, when that moment came, that's why I said, uh-oh. And then he said the Maiden's Kiss game, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe. But yeah, I think, unfortunately, I was right. He kind of knew, he kind of gave up at that point, I think. Not in the sense of like he wasn't going to fight, but I think he pretty much realized his story was going to end there, as we know, because he left the book, right? He knew it was a one-way trip he was most likely taking. So yeah, that broke my heart. I love Loyal's character. I wanted to know so much more. I wanted to get to know him more. I feel like there was potential. I mean, I know he wasn't at all the focal point, but he's the only Ogier we've met and probably the only one we're gonna meet in this series. So, I'm brokenhearted, but you know what? He went down a hero. He wanted to have a life of adventure. He wanted to do things, you know, I guess that maybe isn't typical of an Ogier from what I've heard. So that's pretty much the bravest way you can go down, right? Making sure that the reinforcements didn't come. Like, I mean, yes, in the grand scheme, it was only a small corner of this world that he managed to stave off for now, but it's better than nothing, right? He saved a friend. He saved a number of friends, actually. He really, really cared about all those people. So yeah, like I said, I'm devastated. Almost rage quit the show. I'm not even gonna lie, but it is what it is. He went down the way he wanted to. I love that he got to smile before he went down. The humming, everything they did about it, him humming, which I believe is the song that Perrin was singing to give himself some resolve. And I think it was just something to remind him why he was doing this. I wish I knew why he couldn't take the gate down from the inside? Like, is it because he was too weak, or I don't know. It just felt like he thought he should be able to do it and he couldn't for some reason. So anyway, he took the way gate down. I mean, we didn't see the body, but I think in this world we can pretty much assume there's no way out of the ways unless, I mean, we don't even know what's down there, right? They put a bridge there for a reason. I'm pretty sure whatever's down there is probably not friendly. So anyway, if he is in fact gone, which I think we can go ahead and assume, you're a real one, Loyal. Loved your character to death. Loved the actor who played him. Sucks that you had to go out like that, but you know, it was a badass way. It was a badass way, but that you had to leave so soon. That's the way I should put it. It sucks you had to go so soon. I don't know, season 3 is not exactly soon, but it is for me because I wanted him to last till the end. But anyway, that was Loyal. The girls, yeah, the Aiel ladies, I'm assuming they're probably going to stay in the Two Rivers for now. I mean, I think I'd head back to the Aiel Waste, but they're probably, actually, no, they'd have to go the long way without the Waygate. Yeah, so they're probably going to stay in the Two Rivers for now. But anyway, that was kind of the prep work. Everyone just kind of doing their best, getting set up and stealing themselves. Like I said, Perrin making the deal with the White Cloaks. And then basically it came down to getting himself ready. And I think we can step into Perrin and Fael at this point. And yeah, loving their relationship, really, really loving it. It's fire and ice, right? It's yin and yang. They absolutely balance each other out, I think, in a way that he needed. We don't know much about Perrin's first wife, so I don't know if it was a similar situation with her, but with Fael, I love that she already understands so much of how Perrin works, and that's why she likes him, or maybe even loves him at this point. I mean, the way he performed in this episode, I feel like if it was like, it's got a violent shove into love. But anyway, she sees that Perrin is someone who has the right heart, has the right mind, has a very, I would describe it as a beautiful soul and a gentle soul generally, but he's also fiercely protective of the people he cares about, and he's very loyal, and she loves all those things about him, right? She doesn't, you know, considering how she was raised as a soldier, as a woman of action, you know, she's not a hesitator. And, you know, even when she was saying like, don't be scared, I'm not scared, I'm not a big baby, even though I think she was a little scared. I love that she never shamed Perrin for being worried, right? Like, even though she was like, no, I'm not scared, she was like, it's okay for you to be worried. It's okay for you to have anxiety before a battle. It's only natural, right? She was always kind of reassuring to him, but she also wouldn't allow him to wallow, right? Because, you know, Perrin's got a tendency to wallow. He has a tendency to spiral into that anxiety and into that fear. And I love that Fael was kind of she was the counterweight, right? When that spiraling anchor started to fall, she was that counterweight to be like, whoa, 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 no, we're not going down there. Perrin's just like, you're stronger than this. Like, yes, you can be anxious, but we got to do this. Like, this is for your people, right? What are you fighting for? And I love that she said, you know, even mid-battle when she told him, like, what are you fighting for? What are you willing to give? And he was like, everything. She's like, okay, well then that's what you need to tap into. Like, you know, him explaining to her his fears too, about like, I don't want to see these people I cared about who look to me right now, who are relying on me. I don't want them to look at me and say that I let them die. And obviously that's also a tie back to season 1, right? Because he did have to look in his wife's eyes as she slowly passed away, right? Which again, I don't think that, I never took from that look that she blamed him, but you know, he had a lot of years to kind of twist that into something else. But anyway, you know, the fact that he was saying all that and then Fael basically being like, look, your wife chose to fight. She chose to do that. These people are choosing to fight. They are following you. And I love what she said there about if they wanted the best, if they wanted the best general, they pick Alana. If they wanted the best fighter, was it? I can't remember the other one. She's like, they would pick Alana, or they could pick the lady who ran the inn. But she's like, but they picked you because you're one of them and they believe in you and they can feel that you care about them. And they know, well, she didn't say this part, but we can just infer it, that they know that Perrin was willing to bleed and die for them. Like they knew that as much as they were willing to give for Perrin, he was going to give back. So that's really what they trusted more than Alana's battle experience and all the other fancy dancy stuff, right? So like I said, she's just such a good counterbalance for Perrin in that she recognizes and validates his very real fears and the feelings he has, but then she's like, but here's another perspective. And I just love how she said it even about the death of Perrin's ex. Like, she died because she chose to fight, but you honor her memory by respecting that and not acting like she was a damsel, because she wasn't. What we saw in season 1, she was whooping some ass with that sledgehammer, okay? She was no no little delicate flower to be coddled, right? She was ready to fight and willing to fight for herself, for her husband, for her town. And so it's the same thing with these people, right? She's like, they're here, they're fighting because they want to. Respect their fight, and if they fall, honor their battle, honor their sacrifice. And I love what did she say? Save the guilt for the people who you let get away. I said, girl, that is some that's kind of harsh, but I feel what she's saying. Like that's about as useful as guilt is in this situation. So again, love that. Love it. But I also feel like his calmness, and also we see that towards the end where he turns himself into Dane. Like, she was ready to cut, like, listen, she wanted to kill Dane the first night. Let's be real. That first night when he stabbed Perrin in the side, she was ready to kill that man. But she was ready to go. Like, she was not going to let her man get taken. But when he walked over to her and he's like, you know how you chose to fight? You gave me that lovely speech about fighting and reasons to fight. I am choosing not to in this particular case. I'm choosing peace because we got to make this stop at some point. Can you respect that? And then he just kind of puts her hand on the hand with the blade, very symbolic, and she listens to him, right? So, like I said, fire and ice, yin and yang, they very much balance each other out in such a good way, and they push each other in the right ways, I think, that are necessary. So I love them. They need to, as far as I'm concerned, they're married. When she grabbed his beard and pulled him down for that kiss, I said, after I finished blushing, I was like, they're married. As far as I'm concerned, that was their you may kiss the bride moment. Like, they're married. That's husband and wife now. You can't tell me different. But yeah, that was a great dynamic between the two of them. Fael's fight scenes. That actress snapped. I love that whoever did her fight choreography adapted it for the fact that she's a small girl. I have watched many a show where girls did things that are physically impossible for somebody their size. And considering, as far as we know thus far, Fael is just a regular human with really good skills. I'm glad that she wasn't doing stuff that would make me go, really? Okay, right. They very much made it realistic, and I appreciate that. And of course, yes, Perrin, hot. It was hot. That's all I got to say. Him dual wielding, especially when he decided to actually pick up her sledgehammer, pick up his late wife's sledgehammer. That was very symbolic for him. Right down with bearing the ring with her. Like, he's finally, I feel like, fully past that now, and fully past, feeling like he's got to be everyone's savior, right? Like, let these people who can fight for themselves. Like Fael said, do not put me behind you to protect me, because that ain't gonna go nowhere with me. Don't do it. So anyway, they were great. Love that. What else did we have outside of that? Then yeah, I think we can go there straight into the battle after that. Yeah, the battle was a mess. A mess in the sense of, like, it was just so many lives lost, which, I think the Two Rivers still made out pretty good though, considering, but yeah, like, they did the best they could. But I feel like I was thinking in the back of my head, okay, you've done all of this for the one way into the Two Rivers, right? The one most reasonable way in, right? Like, if they're bringing wagons and other things, they would definitely have to go the way that they barricaded, right? The gate. But I'm like, that can't be the only way in. There's got to be other ways, maybe less convenient ways, but there's got to be other ways into the Two Rivers. I don't think we've done enough for that. And I was right. Like, where Alana and the girls went up, like, that's a back way into the Two Rivers. It's a long way around. It's a lot harder, but it's still a way. And we all know that Trollocs don't seem to sleep. So I was like, do we have anything? And they didn't. Clearly they didn't, because that's why Alana ended up getting stabbed again. My God. Alana has been a human pincushion for like the last 3 episodes. I'm going to need my girl to stop getting hit with pointy objects, guys. I'm gonna need that to happen, or get this girl some armor or something, because this is getting redonkulous. Whew, anyway, but yeah, they did a good job. Short of that, I feel like they should have definitely just accounted for the idea that maybe, just maybe, there's another, but I get it. Like, they just assumed that these people had no idea what was going on with the Two Rivers. But I knew, because Fane is with them. Fane has been to the Two Rivers. We saw that he was going and coming from there for decades. So I think he would have known every possible way into that place. So yeah, he clearly sent a few around the back, and that almost took them down. We lost, like I said, another really powerful wisdom that way, unfortunately. And all she wanted to do was drink, damn it. And then we had a lot of people in there too. Like, they had to protect a lot of people, the fairly useless Tuathan. And listen, let me not say that. Like, that is their belief system, and I do respect it. But as I said in the episode, like, it does raise a bit of a moral question. Like, is it okay for them to show up and expect shelter? Because we kind of got a taste of that back in episode 4 when in Rand's memory with his ancestors, who, you know, that when Rand's ancestor broke away because he brought back his sister, and then they decided to protect the rest of them. I mean, you know, I feel like we never got to see more of that flashback because it wasn't important at that point. But one could say, like, did it become a situation where Rand's ancestor just kind of stayed on the outskirts and kind of followed those people around and served as their spears because they wouldn't pick up spears of their own? And then they kind of learned to maybe rely on that protection or benefit from that protection. Like, I could see that being a somewhat symbiotic relationship, although it might be slightly hypocritical if some look at it some ways, like, oh, okay, so you're willing to take, you know, let somebody else take the spear but not you. But anyway, but all that to come back to, was it okay for them to show up and expect protection when they're not willing to do anything to protect themselves, which actually puts an extra burden on these people who are already not really suited to, like, they're not soldiers, right? These are a bunch of people who are not really, they're not trained to fight. So anyways, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm not saying they shouldn't have come. And obviously we see that Perrin and the Two Rivers people didn't mind it, but yeah, it's just an interesting question of, like, do they have the right to really burden other people? Like, if you believe what you believe, that you just lay down and die and you bury whoever, you know, is gone or whatever, then should you not have just stayed there? Should you not have just accepted your fate, right? But I guess people would say that, you know, since they can't defend themselves, running away is the closest they can do. But yeah, anyways, I just thought about that. I'm like, that's kind of adding a lot to those guys. And then in the end, though, it worked out, though, because Perrin was like, listen, if there's no way for us to hold everything back, you're our last hope of getting the kids out of here and the people who can't fight. And so it turned out that, I mean, they didn't end up needing it per se. Like, they did end up running when things got bad, but the way we saw it, like, if Homie hadn't stood up and taken out that Trolloc, they would have lost all the kids anyway. So anyways, in the end, that was an interesting situation. And even with the young man, I can't remember his name, but they made it pretty clear from the second he arrived that he was definitely going to break the way of the leaf. And I think he almost got his, I feel like he might have been on the fence about it, but I think he made his decision when he came in and saw that Perrin had picked up a weapon again. I mean, he was never the way of the leaf per se, but yeah, I think when he saw Perrin, who he already knew was a gentle soul who didn't like to fight, that picked up arms and was prepared to fight to protect what he loved, I think that's when he made up his mind that, you know, if it came down to it. And when I say made up his mind, I don't mean like consciously. I think subconsciously he made up his mind that if it came down to it, he wasn't going to lay back and get killed. And you know what? He had a baby. So you know what? I know I don't know if that's his mom or whoever. She's clearly not happy with his decision. But like I said, I personally hope he never apologizes, because a baby is alive. Thank God. And we don't let babies get eaten here. So you did the right thing, sir. But anyway, now he's got a place in the Two Rivers, and it looks like they do need a new blacksmith because of what happened with Perrin. So anyway, yeah, that was it. A bunch of people showed up. Like I said, they did a good job for the most part. Like, I think their organization definitely they took out the majority of the Dark Friends from the looks of things. It was the Trollocs that were the problem. And I think they always knew the Trollocs were going to be the problem, especially without magic. And that is why Bane did what he did, why sending somebody to the back and finding them and taking out their magic people, with the exception of the twins, of course, but they weren't prepared to fight at that point. So yeah, the battle ensued. It got bad. We lost, like I said, quite a few people, but like I said, I think we took out a good chunk of Dark Friends that showed up there. The blocking of the gate was absolutely a lifesaver, because if the gate had remained, then it would have been over for them. There's no way they would have held off another wave of Trollocs and Dark Friends. Valda! Valda, you little bitch. You got Valda. Yep. I mean, like I said, I personally would have liked for him to be tortured for, I don't know, months on end, at least, for all the lives he's taken excruciatingly. I would have liked for him to experience everything he did, like maybe let Perrin take strips out of his back for a couple of days, you know, let that heal up and start again. Maybe just be set on fire, appendage by appendage, put out and then set on fire again, you know, or burned and healed, you know, because they could have done that. The ice, you know, the Weavers could have healed him up and then burned him again, then healed him up, just done that for like, I don't know, a few years, you know, a year for every Aes Sedai that he killed, or even girls who just happen to know how to channel. I feel like that would have been a little close to what he deserved, but you know what? I get it. You know, that would have made them as bad as him. You know, we don't want to sink to the same level as the devil, I guess. But I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll take it that the girls got the pleasure of getting their revenge for their mother. They did know about her. I guess they told them eventually. But yeah, I'm glad that they got a chance to get revenge for their mom, that he got to die the way he subjected so many innocent people. I mean, the Aes Sedai, fine, one can say maybe some of them were morally gray, but we all know that that man would have taken those girls out too if he could have. So I would say RIP, but I don't want you to find any peace in wherever you go next, sir. I hope that there's a lot of torment and suffering there too. I said what I said. Bye, Balda. Bye. 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 I'm glad at least the girls got to hear those screams, you know. They might have heard their mom when she died, and we don't know, but even if they didn't, those screams can be their lullabies going forward. They can listen to that whenever they feel sad. They can be like, remember when Valda screamed because we burned him to an unholy crisp that time? Remember that? Yeah, that was great. But anyway, glad he's gone. That's all I got to say. But yeah, I would have liked it to be a little bit more painful. But I love that Alana laughed. Alana is the queen of petty. She laughed when that went down because she said, yep. Because she thought she was going to have to, I know she thought those girls were going to die. But of course he didn't know though. The girls really, you got to give them props. They stood up because they could have acted like they didn't, because he didn't know they couldn't channel. Or sorry, he didn't know that they could channel. So they could have just left. But yeah, they didn't do that. They said, you're not taking Alana and we getting our revenge for our mama. So I like them. I like their little twin, what was it they called the Tia and Tamara back in the day? Twitches. Twin witches. They're not witches, but you get my point. So yeah, that happened. And oh, sorry, one thing I wanted to touch on that I thought was important, very, very minor though. Speaking of Alana, that her and Maxim, I think they found their groove. They've kind of been off their groove since episode 1 for very obvious reasons, I should say. But they're finally, I think, locked back into where they need to be. She asked Maxim if she should turn off the bonds because, she's like, do you not want to deal with all that before the battle? And he's like, nah, it's fine. I want to be connected to you if this is our last fight. But also I think he's a bit more understanding of where she's coming from finally. And yeah, we see that they bond the way that they know how. And I love that they reinforce what I said a couple episodes ago, that everything that they've ever had was always through the, the linchpin, the emulsifier, the bridge that was Yvonne, but Yvonne's gone and he's not coming back. So if they're going to stay together, not only as Warder and Aes Sedai, but also as whatever it is they call their relationship, they need to forge a new path that's uniquely their own. And I like that he said that. Like, she was like, oh, don't you like this? And he's like, no, that was when it was the three of us. It's us. Let's do our own thing. Let's discover what we have together, and that will be our thing, and that will help us both not have to have that sad memory tied to whatever we do next. So yeah, love that. Just a little piece, but I'm glad that they're back on, and that will definitely help them be much better, much more cohesive in battle, I think. So I think that was pretty much it, right? Outside of, like I said, the battle, fantastic, loved it. They got through it, and then in the end, Perrin finally, after getting hyped up by his woman, he got his hands on Fane. I'm 50-50 on the Fane thing. Part of me wishes he was gone, because he is, as far as dark friends go, it feels like he's pretty high up there. I mean, it looks like him and Ishii were the ones that were working together the most, but he is still carrying out orders to God knows who now. He's pretty far up there, and I can't think things are going to go well. I mean, I guess he decided that when he decided to spare his own life. Because I was going to say, things aren't going to go well for him when whoever ordered him to take out the two rivers finds out that he didn't. But in the end, it turns out that, Perrin choosing not, because we heard Fael tell him to kill him, and I was kind of on that train too, like, let's end it. But they wouldn't have retreated if he hadn't pulled them off, right? Letting him live turned out to be the right answer in that moment. And who knows, maybe that might come around to help him in the end, like that. Even though Fane claimed that he didn't care about anything, we'll see whether or not what Perrin did might have been the seed that was planted to help him maybe decide that maybe screwing the whole world over isn't necessarily the way to go. I mean, I don't know if the Dark Friends swear oaths the same way that Aes Sedai do, but who knows? My point is, there might be a seed that was planted, right? They always say that when you do things like this, when you can be the one to stop the cycle, sometimes it can end up benefiting you. It may be for nothing. Maybe Fane will just come back and be a bigger bitch than ever, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't think Fane will easily forget that he was spared, because as Perrin accurately said, I can smell the fear on you, bro. Like, you don't want to die. Which, considering what you're doing right now, and that this is all supposed to be for, one would think you'd be okay with dying. But anyway, so, and I love that part of the speech too, where he's like, you know, all these people here fighting Trollocs, and the only person who's pissing themselves right now is you. Interesting. My people, farmers, tradesmen, they're willing to die right now. They're not scared of dying, but you are. Fancy that. So anyway, Fane is in the wind, took his Trollocs with him. Again, don't know what he's going to do at this point, but he might be working on his own too. I don't know, but I do believe that they want, because I was saying that in the episode, I don't know why the Dark One would be concerned with such a tiny town, but considering there is clearly some strong blood in there, maybe he just sees them as a potential problem down the line. I don't know. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then, yeah, we got to the end of the battle. Thankfully, like, you know, they cleaned up pretty quick, I gotta say, but, you know, they come together. And we didn't really talk about most of our losses outside of our man Loyal. And then we see that Perrin has decided to honor the deal that he made with Dane and go with him and turn himself in to face the Trial of the Light, which I don't know what the hell that's supposed to mean. I'm guessing there must be GoldenEye. There must be White Cloak headquarters. Maybe that's what he's planning to do, is take him back to face some form of trial with them. But I can't see how any of that is going to be fair. I mean, I think it was Fael. I'm pretty sure it was Fael, or somebody warned him already that the White Cloaks think he's a demon because of his eyes. So they're already going to think that he's not what they need in this world. So I don't know. My point is, if that's his plan, if he actually brings Perrin all the way back, I can't see how it's going to be good for him. But I do think that what Perrin said to Fael when he convinced her not to absolutely make minced meat out of him was, there's a point to that. Like he said, this cycle of violence won't stop till one of us says enough. And he's like, I did kill his dad out of my grief, and he went and took out Natty out of grief. So where does it stop where senseless death happens, because nobody stops? So I do think there is room for Dane to grow or whatever. I guess he could technically be redeemed from this. The fact that he continues to drink and Perrin noticed that he's not quite sober tells me that I don't think he's happy with it. I think it's just the grief that he's drinking. Let's put it this way. I don't think he's just drinking away his grief. I also think he doesn't like what he's doing. I don't think he likes any of it, and I don't think he feels good about what he's doing to Perrin either. And Perrin, who is very, very capable of, well, first of all, I mean, the whole town could have turned on the White Cloaks right there if they really wanted to, but the fact that he's going willingly, letting Dane humble him like this, and I don't think Perrin is going to do anything to provoke him, despite the fact that I feel like Dane's gonna try. You know, not to go biblical on y'all, but there's a passage that I've always loved, which is that it says that an answer when mild turns away rage. And I feel like that's exactly what Perrin's doing right now, is that right now Dane's got a lot of anger and hurt that are valid, and Perrin is answering that with mildness, kindness, and peace. And it's really hard to maintain that type of vitriol towards somebody when they're not giving you that energy back. So all that to say, Perrin might win, at the very least, Dane over with this humility and this genuine remorse, better than he would have if he had, you know, continued to fight him. So we're just gonna have to wait and see what happens with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The Two Rivers battle is over. Two Rivers still stands for now. Golden Eyes has survived. Alana is still alive. We've lost Loyal, my broken heart, but for the most part, we actually made out pretty good for this battle. So no idea where they're gonna bring us for the finale, because this was a lot, but I enjoyed it. But it makes me very excited because I feel like the finale is absolutely going to bring it, and I'm looking forward to it, but also scared. So I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you so much for making it through this long review. If you made it to the end, I appreciate it so much. You guys are great. Cannot wait for the next episode. Thank you for all your love, and I will see you.